My sobriety. How do I put this? Um, well, I've been sober for a couple of years now, and I feel the best that I've ever felt. I started drinking when I was 17 years old, and from the beginning all the way to my last drink, a roller coaster, ups and downs, a lot of good times, a lot of bad times. I didn't truly understand it, right? Because for people that don't have any problems or addictive behaviors that are really damaging, there are people that are addicted to food and sugar and working out and all kinds of things that don't 100% directly affect relationships, health, and things like that. Alcohol is it's a very powerful thing because it's so ingrained in our culture. So with that, felt like it was something that everybody was doing. So I partake. That's it. I just partook in drinking, and I liked it. Seemed like when everyone's drinking, everyone's having a good time. And at first, maybe it was like that, but for me, it became a crutch and truly my identity of if I was doing anything, I was drinking. I just wanted to drink to just try to catch that high, I guess, right? And it's destroyed or damaged or put a stain on most of my relationships. Anybody that knows me before 2020, that's that's what they know. That's what they remember, which is 100% valid. Because I was crazy. I was unpredictable. Two different people when I'm drinking compared to when I'm not. If you caught me on one of those bad times, who knows what version of Tommy you're gonna get, right? And it was hard, and every year it got harder and harder. And I went through a ton of problems, getting in trouble through work, all of that. Like I said before, destroying relationships, past relationships. Yeah, it's bad. A lot of just senseless relationships I had with women or hanging out with the wrong crew of men. And I was a good time to hang out with when I didn't get past that level. But everybody knew it was coming, and very few people stuck around for sure, which I don't doubt them. Like I don't doubt that some of them cared about me, but I wouldn't want to be around me. I wouldn't want to be around me now. Guys that are like that now, I don't want to be around. But I'm glad that there are things that I did to at least keep part of myself, you know. Like I've always had discipline. Always a good worker, and learning and trying to be better. That's all I knew. But when I actually wanted to get help, I didn't even want to get help. I actually just stumbled on my sobriety. Someone's like found me and offered help, and then I was in a position where I was ready to receive it. To make a long story short, basically, I joined the military in 2010, and I immediately got in trouble with alcohol. And then a year later, got in trouble again. And then by that time, I was of age. But then once I got in trouble the second time and I was actually like free to go, I just went crazy. I was drinking, having a good time, partying, not caring about anything in life. I just did my job and then just partied. Very unhealthy. And somewhere along the line, I got dependent on it where I couldn't do anything without it. And that's all I wanted to do. And I got to a point where it just wasn't fun anymore. And I knew it was going to be a train wreck, and I just hoped for the best. Luckily, I found a good woman that I couldn't pass up. So unfortunately, she married a train wreck, and that's why I owe her all. Like, she's a ride or die kind of girl for sure. She saw potential in me, and I tried to help myself the only way I knew. I tried to taper off, a lot of empty promises, and all of it was because I just didn't know. I didn't know what being an alcoholic was. I didn't know any of that. I just was doing the best with what I had, right? And then we got married, and I made a bunch of big bad decisions still, and it didn't matter. Like, I got in trouble. I almost got in trouble a couple times, and it didn't stop me. And then I got in trouble for, like, there was a close instance where I could have gotten in big trouble. And it was a little bit after I had Leela, my first kid. And my wife was fed up with it. And she said, if you can't stop drinking, then we're done. Totally valid, understandable. And to that day, I haven't drank around my family or my wife. They haven't seen me drink since then. But with that, I couldn't stop. So when I would go out on deployment, I would still drink. I still put in all the safety measures I thought I could, and it seemed like it was working. When I was here, 90% of the time I wasn't drinking, so I thought that was good. But I still always had that monkey on my back, who knows, like, still just a lot of fear, right? And it was always there, and I was like, no. But I found my sobriety at the best time. It was a couple weeks before something really tragic happened. So my wife was talking to other wives that their husbands had a drinking problem, and she's like, would you talk to this person? I was like, cool. Talk to that person. And I joined a group and started to learn. And at that point, I wasn't drinking, but I would only drink when I was away anyways, because, it doesn't matter what it was. Like, I'm a true alcoholic for sure. But a couple weeks later, my father died of basically drinking himself to death. And that was a big wake-up call, because I always know that he drank, but he was a good dude, and he just retired in like the idle hands, and that scares me, because I keep myself very busy. But this is a whole lifetime thing. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm actually going to look into this. And I was still going through the program, and I actually learned what an alcoholic was. And it was great. It explained a lot of things for me. If you talk to people in different situations and they've never been through that experience, it doesn't really hit. So I did that, and I was talking to men that actually were alcoholics, and they helped me understand what it actually was. And it was a big transformation. Some other bad things happened, and then finally I was like, this is it. And I stopped. And since then, I haven't had a drink. Thank God. 100%. Like, it's been great. I've had to really take inventory of my life. And since I was drinking horribly for so long, I truly didn't know what was real, what was up, what was down. If what I was doing was what I really wanted to do, I didn't know who I was. And trying to learn all of that, taking into account what really matters in life. And after a couple years, like, I finally feel like that weight is off me. Like, for so long I was going through life with, the best way I could think about it was with a weight vest on, I finally got to take that off, and I feel lighter. I feel so healthy. My mind is clear, and I I truly know who I am now. And a lot of it is like it was the alcohol, but it was me as well. There's a lot of demons that I was fighting for the wrong reasons. I was angry for things I didn't even understand and lost. Um, I'm glad I've been surrounded by people that I could be inspired by, that I could try to be like and emulate. And that's really the only reason that I'm in the position that I am now. I took those opportunities to do the best that I could with the knowledge that I had. And when I finally understood what alcohol meant to me, it helped me realize that it's just something that does not work for me. It may work for other people, it may not work for other people, but for me, it is detrimental to my actual life. Not saying that like my life would end, but everything that I care about would. Like I could, if I was still drinking, I could easily lose my family. I could lose my children. I could lose the respect of the people that love me. I could lose everything I worked so hard for. And to think back at those times that I was putting it all on the line was wild. It was irresponsible. And it was crazy. Like it's wild. It's so much. And I am so thankful for now that I understand not just what alcohol is, but how it affects me. And I feel so much better now. And it's great. And for anybody else that's going through that, like just figure out what alcoholism is and being sober, like a sober life, and take inventory of your life, and you will feel better. And it is a sacrifice, and it's hard, and it's a lifelong journey that won't stop.